Robert Drury back again on my quest to get to 2200. I'm currently at 2076, and let's see if we can get a 10-minute game. All right, my opponent is 2067, and I've lost to him twice. No, he's lost to me twice. Okay, he starts off with e4, and I will go b6, and the bishop comes out, and now once he plays the pawn, the bishop to d3, I play g6 with the intent of pushing f5 if he was to play the f pawn. He did not, so now I will continue with the hippo, and I've got to play the knight move before I push the pawn. Okay, now I can push my pawn, and if he comes here with his bishop, if his bishop goes to g5, I will play my knight to e7. And that's what he does. Knight comes to e7. If the queen comes and targets the h6 square, I will push h6 and kick the bishop out. Okay, he does not do that, but we will still kick the bishop, because now the bishop goes here. I could possibly even kick it right here. If the bishop goes here, I could, no, let's see, it gets a little dicey. Where the knights, let's see, where's this knight going? This knight comes here, targets this square. But if, let's do this, let's kick it again. And now I am let's see. All right, bring him around. If he pushes, I can take. Or can I? No. I did this once before. I prematurely moved my g6 pawn. He did not see it. And right here, I could push, and now he's going to lose his bishop, or his knight rather. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to push, and I mean he may push here. We're just going to take. We're going to get messy over here with the pawn structure. He can even come in. He could come right there, and he does. We'll go ahead and take, and I assume he's going to take the knight, which we will take back. And now he will take, well, probably with the knight. I'm sorry, he will take with the knight, and he wants to checkmate me. All right, let's do this. I assume he's gonna. Well, no, I don't think he's gonna do that. If he takes with the knights, I'll take, and we're just basically going to try to run his pawn structure. All right, he takes here. I can take back with the bishop, get these off the board. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the bishops off the board. If this knight comes, all right, bishops are off the board. He comes in there. And we will do this. He takes, and we'll take with the queen. All right, he takes, we're taking with the queen. And we still have the potential over here to cause some issues for him. All right, so let's see. Time is good. And he takes here. We would just take. All right, let's take a look at our opponent while we're waiting. Okay, let's see. He is rapid. Looks like let's look at all time. Well, no, let's look at all time. It's been as high as 2133. He wins more and he loses, which is, I can say that's better than I do. All right, so now what's he doing? Come here. What's he doing? We will just take it. What happens if I take? What the hell happens if I take? I take, he takes, I come here. Here he goes. I go here. I go here. All right, I'm gonna just take. He's gonna come in. He's gonna come right there. If I just do that, no, he just takes. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. We're getting out of the way of a check here. Well, he gives me a check, but now I get it. I can go here. Okay, he's coming there. Okay, let's see if I come here. What are we gonna do? Take. Come here. What if I come in here? Oh, he just gives me a check. What if I could take here? That's what we'll do. We'll come here. We will come here. And if he gives me I can slide over here. I can slide back here. There's plenty of places I could go. Okay. Okay, he resigned. Hey, what? That was a quick game. Let's see. Do a quick review. Looks like it's 95.7%. And usually you're going to get a high percentage whenever your opponent makes a mistake. And let's go back and take a look at the game. Okay, he played e4. So I played b6. And b6 is the Owens defense when they play e4. If he would have played d4 or c4 and I play b6, then it's called the English defense. Okay, he brings this other pawn out. I'm gonna hit get his pawn, so he's got to defend. He'll either defend with the bishop usually or the knight. If he defends with the knight, I will play e6 with the potential of bringing a bishop to b4 in order to pin the knight. If he plays the bishop to d3, I will play g6, and the potential is if he was to go ahead and try to start the Austrian attack, which is f4, I would play f5. And those are the two different strategies on what to play there. Now, if he plays the knight out, I just continue with the regular Hippo. All right, plays the bishop, so now I know to play g6. And like I said, if he plays the pawn, if he plays f4, then I will play f5 and get into some complications. For instance, play all right, he plays f4, I play f5, and he can't take. He can't take because the bishop will take here. And it gets complicated, but if the black side manages to get through all the complications, then they should be winning. And I'll backtrack on it a little bit. I've had that before, and I've been beaten because I didn't get through the complications. All right, his knight comes out, which means we're going to be in a regular Hippo. Now, I play the ED pawn, and he castles. And here, I don't want to play e6 right now, because now if he brings the bishop down, if I was to play my knight, he would prop his bishop into f6. I would just have to move my queen, and I don't want to do that. So I play my knight first, and the whole purpose, like I said, is once I play this pawn, is to keep his bishop out of the f6 square. All right, he moves rook over, and I play e6, and he brings the bishop. And this is what I'm talking about. If the pawn was missing from d7 and I tried blocking it, he could bring his bishop right here. So if this knight was back on its original square, in this situation, I would have to just move my queen. I mean, technically I could do this. I could play the bishop here, but he would just take. I take back, and now I've got a hole around my king side. Okay, so, but I can block because I have my knight here. He does not have this move. And he brings this knight around, and then many times the knight needs to come here, needs to come to this square. That way it can target h5 if I ever was to push h6 and g5. That's one of the defenses. If I had pushed h6, g5, and he had brought back, he could bring a knight in and target this spot, because of that, h5 is where, in this particular variation, I will place my knight many times. All right, so there's my h-pawn. He drops back. I hit it again. And it's like I said, if he drops here, he's got the potential to knight here, and target this square. And it kind of puts clamps on what I want to do. The engine actually likes bishop to g3 better. It says it's the best move, and white's still winning. But it does take this square. It takes the h5 square off the board from this knight being able to target. So now the knight, where's the knight going? It's going to come here, going to come here. It could do that. I bring my knight around, and this was premature. I felt this was premature. I mean, if he plays here right away, and now I've got issues, because if I bring my knight up, take, if I drop it back, he's just going to take, and it's not good. So I would have to protect it most likely with rook to g8. But he did not play the pawn. He gave a He pushed this pawn, and that's all it took, was him pushing that pawn and allowing me to push my G pawn, and his knight did not have any escape squares. Every square that he could go to is either he's got peace on it or I've got it double covered. All right, so now he pushes. Now he sees he's desperate, so he pushes. But here it's too late, because he takes, and I take back. And I mean, he take here, I take, queen takes, and then my bishop will come here, then the rook comes out. But let's see, he brought his queen over to target this first, and I can just protect with the king. Now he takes, and now I took with the bishop to get these bishops off the board. The engine slightly prefers c taken. Well, since I'm up a piece, my logic is get the bishop off the board. Now, I gave the engine a little bit longer to think about it. Now the engine is saying no, bishop takes. But at this point, I'm up a piece, so just straight out, take back. This knight comes in, and I should have went knight to f6, which is what I did. And he drops back, and now rook to c8. That's a move I would have never considered. h5, wouldn't have considered that either. And I just took. All right, now he sacks another piece. It's like, and he's thinking he's going to get in with the queen and the knight and cause me some issues. I just take. And here, queen takes g6. I mean, he could have played the rook here first. Bottom line, I'm just gonna run. All right, so now I know the rook's coming. I know this is on the board. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to run my king out of the way. Now the engine actually likes. The engine says king to d7. And that's what I ended up playing. And he brought his rook over. And now let's get the rooks off the board. Now the engine said the best move is actually rook to e8. And now I'm just saying, let's get the rooks off the board. And he gave me a final check, and then he resigned. Because, I mean, my king's going to just come over. And I'm up a rook and a bishop, and he really doesn't have a whole lot left. All right, but anyway, I'm up to 2084, and I will see you on the next video.